episode 6 of the Payday Crimecast. This week we've got a very special show, but then again, when is it not special? We got a very big event going on right now, as you probably already know. It's called the Hype Train event.
Hype Train!
Whoa! Choo-choo. It's a very similar goal-based event like Crime Fest that we had, I think, last year during the summer or fall.
I don't even remember.
That was October.
Seems like so long ago.
Late
Yeah,
October.
I know, right? Something.
But I'm sure we have plenty of stuff to say about it. But first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Edward. Also today we have Lockie.
Hello.
And we have Lewis.
Hello. What's up?
Unfortunately, we are missing one of our crew members today. They're off on one of their own jobs, so we're not going to hear from Remy today. But first off, and, well, the only thing we're going to talk about this
shame
time...
Remy's gone.
Oh, what a shame.
I know,
Our
our
documents
docs
seem
are like,
so
actually,
clean.
yeah, I know. It's weird.
Yeah, we're so orderly now. What are we gonna do, guys? How are we gonna be productive?
Also, I
There's
just
a
want to take this
significant
quick...
lack of memes.
Yeah, this quick opportunity I just want to take to remind everyone that we have a subreddit, Payday Crimecast. You can go and submit questions.
And suggestions.
And...
Like having me and Edward read a story.
Which we...
What was up with that guy?
We haven't done that yet, have we?
We have not.
Where's that,
Lockie wanted us to read H.P. Lovecraft.
No, that was not my idea.
That was me. That was another thing altogether.
Oh, it all sort of makes sense now.
All right.
But how
yeah,
about we
somehow
just
it
get
matches
right
up that I'm
into
the
it?
guy that does Lovecraft. Okay, yeah, to the main topic at hand. Hype Train.
Hype Train.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, just in case our listeners don't want to go ahead and open up the Hype Train event website, we'll actually just go over an overview of goals. So I think I'll go ahead and start off. The first
Yeah, go ahead.
stop for the Hype Train is actually the side jobs feature. It's something that we've just recently achieved.
Yeah,
As of about an hour ago, on February 7th, 2015, we unlocked it, and that's
We're
going from the time this is being recorded.
204.
Yep,
1,000.
that's what it is.
Wow. Yeah.
How?
I
Alright.
don't know, I think this, like, all the people who are that dedicated have probably already bought it, which means it'll start slowing down. You know,
Maybe, yeah.
possibly, I don't know. At this
Alright,
point.
so, Lockie, why don't you go next and read off our next
Alright.
goal, whatever it is.
So it's the SWAT van turret enemy.
And that is at how many gallons?
300,000. Hell yeah.
That is, that's
Wouldn't
some
it be
gallons
sad
worth.
if we got there, but not to the Butcher mod pack?
Just a little bit. Speaking of which, that is our next goal, which I will introduce. It's the Butcher mod pack at 500,000 gallons of hype fuel.
And our next one up is Heist updates at 700,000 gallons of fuel. And this one's an interesting one. It's not as interesting as the title makes it sound, though. But why don't we keep moving on? We'll talk about it later. What's our next one up, Lockie?
It's the car shop heist at 900,000 gallons.
And that one sounds exciting.
Lockie
Keep going.
has told us he's very excited about that prior to us recording.
Have I?
Yeah, I remember you saying you were really excited about it.
Alright. I don't remember,
remember
saying
some-
that.
Wow, can't remember something you said 20 minutes ago. Sweet. All right.
I don't think I said that. That's why I can't.
No, I remember you saying that. Whatever. All right, the next one, which is me. It's the Golden Grin Casino preview. They'll do a preview where they talk about the last job about the dentist and what makes it special.
Which means that it will be coming out probably in April at least.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like it's going to be a big mission. And our next one up is the Bonnie character pack at 1,200,000 gallons. And I'm sure this is the one that everyone's looking forward to, especially us.
Oh,
Bonnie hype! Yes.
yep. Whole subreddit right now. Yep. Alright.
Guys, she's such a strong, independent woman. Okay, on to the next one.
Yeah, okay.
That's you, Lucky.
Alright, 10 heisters are being flown to LA at 1,400,000 gallons. But only if you're an American citizen and over 21. So you've
So
just
there goes
excluded-
82% of the player base.
None of us are.
We think this
Yeah.
through.
None of us are eligible. So
Oh god.
yeah.
All right.
Certainly sucks living in Canada.
Canada.
And-
All right.
And ban place.
Ban play.
Ban country. Yeah. All right.
Okay. The next one up, the Hawkins Revenge Heist. At 1.6 million gallons of hype fuel, we get to find out who framed Hawkins. That's the one of just actually the real one that everyone's looking forward to. They want to see, you know, what that's all about.
And finally, we're at the end of the list. I thought it would never come. Finally, we have the Payday Con that's being hosted in LA. There's going to be a $250,000 prize pool involved, and that's coming up at 2 million gallons of hype fuel. So that's quite a lot of stops for the hype train. So I'm hoping to get right into it. Why don't we just zoom right on back and start talking about the side jobs feature, which we've already unlocked. So the official destination reward description just reads as follows. The contractors of CrimeNet provide you with side jobs, giving you additional objectives during heists. And there's quite a few generic
Yeah.
screenshots just
Yeah. I can see
posted
Yeah.
that.
in there.
There's a Big Bang one. There's a.
Watch Dogs 1, I think.
Yeah. It's really hard to read or see. There's a whole.
Yeah.
There's a Hotline Miami one. Day 2, I think.
Oh, that ought to be interesting.
I'm assuming that they haven't really worked on this yet. I mean, they don't really have any screenshots to show for it or any
Yeah.
any
And it's
examples
just a
of what kind of
Skulldozer.
objectives they are.
With it.
So,
Yeah, Vlad's going to be like, hey, I'd like you guys to stick around and kill a Skulldozer before you leave.
Or get this.
Although that would be
hostage.
kind of fun.
yeah, that'd be interesting. Although, maybe, like, they're gonna difficulty lock this, like, maybe the objectives change with the difficulty. I don't know. That just seems like something they would do.
Interesting.
That seems like a really interesting thing because just objectives changing based on the difficulty you're playing kind of makes me think of GoldenEye or Perfect Dark, where there were a number of different difficulty levels, and not only did the enemies get harder, and there were more enemies as well, but you also were required to kind of go around everywhere in the map to finish more additional objectives. And it's definitely better than just, you know, instantly being killed if you're spotted by an enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes... yeah.
But I don't think they would do that.
I don't know.
Because I
I'm
want to say,
just-
even for Death Wish, it's kind of a stretch for a lot of players to play it, just given how
Yeah.
difficult it can be.
I'm just curious as to how they're going to actually work it. Like, how big are they going to make these side objectives? And if
Extra
so,
XP or something? I don't know. And like for bank heists or the Harvest and Trustee, how would they implement that?
wouldn't it be a kick in the face if they made, like, on the Harvest and Trustee, alright guys, you got all the cash, but I need you to open the deposit boxes, and they make that the side objective. Oh my god. I would...
Well, Bane certainly would do something asshole-ish like that. Sorry, Simon. But I thought it might have been really interesting if you could only open up a certain few of them, or rather, maybe you have to, like, you know, this is just coming out of my ass here, but like maybe you have to take a certain, manager hostage, and then he gives you a slip of paper that says which deposit boxes have really important stuff in them, and then you just open up those particular ones, I guess.
That might be interesting. That might be something there. I'm just
Instead
trying
of
to think
having
of
to
how they
open them
could...
all up and finding all the toast.
Yeah.
And the books and war medals.
I'm just trying to... Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine, like, how they could work it on some of the bigger objectives, like big bank, maybe, like, we've got some security keys for, like, customer information we could sell on the black market. You could hack an extra computer or something like that. It'd probably be something of that size, maybe.
I just wonder if they're actually going to be introducing more interactive objects with the introduction of side jobs, because
Yeah.
as the missions are now, I mean, it might be a little difficult to work in anything somewhat complex. Like, I'm just thinking maybe, because this is a pretty common idea being floated around the subreddit, Payday the Heist subreddit, that is that the contractors might ask you to do something that fits their character. So perhaps side jobs might not be well, I know it says additional objectives, but maybe they'll ask you to play a certain way. I know that
Ooh.
directly goes against what the description says, but like, hey, if I'm playing an elephant mission, I'm assuming he doesn't want me to be a brazen thug and just kill everyone on the map.
Yeah.
So like a silent only, like no kill run. Man, we're gonna see a bunch of those videos if that's because we never get tired of seeing those. Or at least maybe
Shadow
you
Ray
guys
Death
don't.
Wish,
I don't know.
no kill.
22 minutes long. It's like not even all gameplay. Oh god, don't get me started. Okay, we're off topic. Have we
However,
gone to the side?
yeah.
Oh, go.
Well-
Go ahead.
It's pretty interesting that that is the lowest one, which I could mean that that is like the most important thing, and they think that we will get at least to there.
That's a good point.
That is a good point because well, I'm looking at the list right now and I'm thinking that is honestly the only thing I'm actually interested in.
Hawks and Revenge, I guess, but
Yeah.
Okay, other than that.
and then
But if you look at things like
and then,
heist updates,
yeah.
it's just standalone heists from existing heists. It's
Which
not
they've already
really that
done,
much
yeah.
work, but it's so high up. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Alright, I think we've gone through what we can of the side jobs feature. I say we go on to the SWAT van turret enemy, and to start us off, someone brought this up. What if Houston doesn't get lines by March, relating to the SWAT van turret? Like, what's gonna happen with that?
Is it actually going to be a spottable enemy?
Dozer.
That's that's an excellent question. Oh god. Although it will give some point to having those SWAT vans randomly pull up. Like maybe that's what they're going to do. Like one of the SWAT vans can randomly spawn with a turret on top of it.
I was almost thinking like it's going to be, as awful as this sounds, the van would actually be moving or patrolling around that area after they arrive, so they can kind of weed out particular camping spots.
Well,
I'm thinking the regular bank job heist in my head right now, and just
Yeah.
patrolling the road. But
in this engine.
Well, exactly. That's why I
Can
said
they
it was
do
so
something
ridiculous.
like that? No, that's the good question. Yeah.
But then again, like if it just sat at the end of the road like it does now, again in the bank heist mission, like what is it really gonna do? It's just gonna be like another sniper, I'm assuming. And if it's out of bounds, how are we gonna destroy it unless we have
The
our
RPGs.
M79 or the RPG, right?
I
And what if we're out of ammo? Like we'd want to shoot it or perhaps plant some C4 on it, give some more credence to bringing that along.
I don't know. They may have jumped the gun on this one, unless they've got it thought through, which I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Well, let's try to determine whether this is actually the secret, well, not secret enemy, but the new enemy they were trying to introduce because they were teasing
Crime
a new
Fest.
Gensec enemy.
Jesus. That was
while
like
back.
what, 5 months ago.
Well, the new enemy, like, apparently is much more voice intensive, so I don't know, like, they could make the turret, like, with vocal positions, like, call out to them, I'm heading over here, or I'm going there, or gonna weed him out of there, or something like that. I don't know.
I did like something that a member brought up on the subreddit, how there could be two people controlling the turret in the SWAT van and they're bickering with each other like in GTA San Andreas.
Oh, hey,
Like
I
I want
that.
I want to take the controls.
Dan, you never let me use the big gun, 'cause you don't deserve the big gun.
I want to shoot people too.
There could
Yeah.
definitely be more comedy involved with the cops, considering how
Yeah.
useless they are. I'm sorry, cops.
Your 5 lines of dialogue that you have really spice up the game.
They're,
I can't. No, I never tire of hearing about goat fucks.
yep, they're
Or
paper.
how they
Or,
not like goats.
Or how unprepared they are for this kind of operation.
And whether we're ex-military.
Yeah, there's others, but it's amazing. We complain so much about that, they're ingrained into their brain, and yet we can't think of them, like, right off the bat. But oh well, what are we gonna do about the SWAT van turret? I guess
my idea
seems
is
like
kind
a-
of ridiculous about it driving around.
It seems like a pretty safe bet that it won't. That it will be unlocked. I think, at this point.
Yeah, if things continue the way they do, but...
They
It's
will
only
start
about
to slow down.
100,000
Yeah.
gallons away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 95,000 here. It's 32 days left till spring break.
Well, can you guys, sorry to interrupt, but can you guys even think about which levels the SWAT vans pull up on? I mean, as usual, the
Hoxton
bank
Breakout.
heist, but does it pull up on
Ooh,
Big
that would-
Bank?
Pulls up on Big Bank, yes.
Oh,
we
Hoxton
never go out
Breakout,
there
that would be
anyways.
tough. Well, with
Yeah.
those SWAT vans that
Think.
you actually have to drill if they had a turret on it. God.
I wonder, do SWAT vans pull up on Hotline Miami? No, those are gangster vans. Never mind. Let me think. I'm trying to think of what other levels. Watch Dogs. Oh God, Watch Dogs would be tough.
Watch
Think
Dogs,
about it,
yeah.
like, oh God, you've got to run out into the middle of the street. There's 3 ones with turrets on them. You're dead right in the water.
Well, it's certainly more effective than those useless shields that they put right in front of it.
Yeah. Oh God. So like, let's think.
That would be tough. Yeah.
I think.
Well, sorry to interrupt again, but
no, it's
perhaps, maybe, with the introduction of the SWAT van turret, maybe you would actually want someone to bring a saw to Watch Dogs for that first day so you can saw, the ground of the truck
Yeah.
and exit that way, which we never do because it's completely useless.
What? Can you actually do that?
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
It's so pointless and unrecognized that some people just never hear about it.
Case and point.
Points,
Lockie.
yeah.
Case and point.
Have we fleshed out the SWAT van turret, or is there something more we can add to this, or?
No.
I think it's going to be just a variant of the sniper, which is kind of
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Just
very
fires
creative,
faster.
but-
Yeah.
I just, like, before we move on to the Butcher mod, I just want to say, I wish the sniper had some kind of voice lines. Like, could you imagine in the distance, you get shot as you're down in the bank heist, you just hear in the distance, "Fuck you!"
Could you please stay still?
Headshots! Just in the background. Oh, God.
Actually, I think, speaking of the sniper, he's a very generic, just SWAT model, and he's actually holding an M4. He doesn't actually have a sniper rifle. if I
Yeah, just
recall
imagine,
correctly.
like, he misses a shot. Well, maybe if you guys would give me an actual gun. An actual sniper. Oh, God.
Yeah, like,
Oh, well.
you don't really get to see them up close except for on Big Bank, I believe.
And Hawkins Breakout Day 2.
And I guess
yes.
when they constantly respawn on GoBank.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Those guys. How could I forget?
Ridiculous how often.
Yeah.
Like, that must be a cop building right there. They just conveyor belt up.
A lot of volunteers.
Just AWPing all the time.
Jesus. Okay, on to the Butcher mod pack. Is there really much to say about this one? Like,
It's
Well,
what can we
actually,
say?
let me pull up the website here. I should have done that before. What does the
I'm,
picture actually detail?
It shows like a
Some
stock,
mods
I think
and
a compensator or two.
and like a background that's got fabric on it. I don't know.
Oh, it's actually just AK mods, so I'm pretty sure they're just copies of what we already have. Oh, wait, actually, my mistake. There is actually something very new if I'm looking at it right. It is an AK mod pack, but the most interesting thing that I can see might actually alleviate some of the issues people have with putting scopes and stuff on their AK weapons, because right now they're put onto the foregrip, right on top of the foregrip, and it covers up a lot of that screen real estate that we're so desperately lacking of. So what I see there, it looks like a mount that mounts onto the receiver of the AK, so you can
Oh.
have the scope much further back. And, well, that's actually how you're supposed to mod it.
Yeah,
Or
well.
add a scope onto your AK if you had the need to desecrate that sacred object. But that would be actually a really neat introduction, especially if it's free for everyone. Mods are always really nice to customize your guns with. I love the one that came with the John Wick DLC.
Yeah. Huh. Well, if that's right, then that might be a pretty good thing. What do you know?
Yes, that's about the only thing that I can see that would make a significant difference, though. Unless that little ridge on the AK foregrip really pleases you in some way.
Yeah,
Because there's
please.
also a mod for that.
All right then.
But that's at 500,000 gallons. That seems like a
Five
very
hundred
modest
thousand
thing for
dollars.
that much.
$500,000 for.
Or more.
Yeah, I.
God.
If we could just get a little
This-
bit off topic from this for just half a second, I think that
Shoot.
like actually buying a copy of the game should give you more than one. Like
Yeah.
it's $30. You should get at least like 2 or 3 for that.
They could, yeah, honestly, like, make the game at least, like, 10 gallons, maybe. I don't know. And then, like, separate the DLCs, like, make the mod career DLCs a certain amount, make the...
Heist like 2, make the
Yeah.
others 1. Yeah. Well, how much is the values at the moment? Actually, we will go back to that. I think that's actually a topic. Yeah. It is.
Alright. Up next, we've got
Well,
Heist...
actually, hold
oh, go,
on,
sorry,
hold on, sorry. Well, I also wanted to
Go, go,
chip
go.
into our little off-topic thing. Again, this is an idea from the subreddit. Or actually, is it?
In-game
Regardless.
stuff?
I thought this is a really neat idea. Yeah, in-game stuff. Like, instead of just relying on buying the stuff,
I saw
perhaps every
that.
mission you finish could give it a gallon or something, so we'd play a lot more. Although it'd probably
Well-
be something like 4 stores.
Yeah, they would probably have to inflate those numbers a hell of a lot, but yeah, it would work. And just, so, times everything by 10 or something, and...
Oh, God!
Well, no, because it's got everyone playing at once, and then you also have
Okay,
all the
well,
other...
good point.
Yeah,
Well, somehow Overkill is keeping track of all the progress we're making, because remember a while back they actually revealed this infographic
oh yeah.
picture, and they're like, you guys have shot 200 billion bullets since the release of Payday 2.
Dear God, we are...
I don't know how they can tell, but
I
apparently
don't
that's the
want
case.
to know how. Honestly, though.
Bane's counting. He comes to the scene of the crime and picks up all the shell casings.
Yes, this one was God, I don't even know anymore.
700 bullets.
But back on topic, actually, just one last thing I want to add to the Butcher mod pack.
Ayo.
She did mention that Gage was on extended
Yeah.
vacation,
So,
very
ooh.
oddly, so she's going to be taking his place. So I'm assuming, despite the fact that the picture only shows the AK mod parts, because she's a weapon trafficker, I'm assuming it's going to come with a lot more than just AK mods. So it could be something to be excited about.
Yeah.
And perhaps along with the mod pack, perhaps Overkill might be thinking of doing a little rebalance of all the weapons, especially since, you guys, I'm sure you know, a lot of the mods just, you can't do without on a particular gun. So why not have,
Well,
let's say, the fire breather
Not so
gun
much
rather than not?
with me, but yeah. Because I don't have, like, any of the... I think I have one of the weapon packs, but I don't have mod courier or anything.
Regardless, even some of the default mods,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, why? There's no choice. I'd rather have it on my gun than not, because it's useless without it.
New stuff.
But yes, I'm excited. I'm actually, now that I've spoken about that, I think I'm actually a little excited for that one, but I don't think it should be that high up on the, on
When,
the
Edward,
hype
when
train.
Edward's got emotion, oh my God. Okay, so...
Oh god, the facade's fallen away. Let's move on.
Run!
Alright, heist updates. Their description of it is, we take 2 popular multi-day heists and turn them into standalone heists.
Firestarter and something
And
else.
what? Firestarter and Watch Dogs.
Okay,
Easy as that.
Firestarter,
What? Nah,
Day
Watch
2,
Dogs.
and Watch
Oh no,
Dogs.
wait, no, Firestarter, no, sorry, what
Day
was I
1
thinking?
and Day
Something
2.
else.
Because it says two popular multi-day heists, which would mean, like, you take Firestarter, you get Day 1 and Day 2 out of that, and then you get another heist and do that. That's what I take that to mean anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Let me
just
think.
wonder if they're going to, well, I'm sorry, Overkill, in advance, if they're going to put a little more effort into doing these standalone heists, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who was disappointed with the art gallery heist. Literally, they only changed the voiceover, but everything is the same. Literally everything. Time of day,
Yep.
guard placement,
Yep.
same paintings. It's like, why are we doing this mission again?
payout's
Could they
awful.
just switch it up just a little bit? And yes, the payout is awful. At least
Yep.
I don't think there's any chance of doing an escape. I think.
I don't know.
Regardless, just make the heist a little different.
I don't know,
Change
like,
it up. Just
what
change it up.
heists will it be? Just
That's a good question.
Well, I know everyone's been asking to do the FBI headquarters Firestarter Day 2 mission because that one actually has, a good amount of, a good amount of loot. They could certainly move that exact loot area around the building a little bit to add some variety to it. So perhaps instead of stealing the server, you'd be
Okay, so
breaking into several rooms to grab stuff from them.
there's one we can think of, but oh god, I've got to
Election
think.
Day.
Yes, Election Day, the
Election
bank
Day.
heist in there.
And also
Oh, yes,
perhaps
there's
Breaking
that.
Ballot as well.
That's actually a really boring mission. I just
maybe.
hope
That
they
won't
kind of
stop them.
sway away from making warehouses, please.
Actually, has anyone on day one of that heist, has anyone gone out the back of the... Like, from spawn, if you keep going, you get to, like, the side of the warehouse, and then you see, like, there's all this water. Have you guys seen the reflections for that?
Yes, the reflections is unfortunately old news, Lockie. It's just
Yeah.
Well, no, I just noticed
a
that, like,
portal
last
into another
week.
dimension.
Yeah, it was pretty funny
Through
to
the mirror.
see
Well, I guess I can kind
skyscraper
of
being
forgive
reflected.
you for that because you just upgraded your computer. Well, you just replaced your computer, so maybe
Yeah.
you're finally able to see reflections like the rest of us.
Well, no, like, I was able to, I just hadn't gone out that part of the map. Because it's always been, like, rushing that map.
Yeah.
I honestly, I just installed a mod that removes all the reflections because they're god awful.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't do... I don't know, just Payday 3, I hope, will be running on something that's not this.
Yes, that will be one of the features on the back of the theoretical box. We fixed the reflections. Entirely new reworked
Spoiler,
reflection
Payday
system.
3 is just DLC for Payday 2.
It's not...
Reflection system
It'd be like
3.0.
the... What was it? What's Valve's engine called? Source, yeah.
Source.
Source 2. When that comes out, because... Half-Life 3 is going to be in that. Half-Life 3.
Oh man. I really
yeah.
hope Source 2 is going to pan out to be something incredibly moddable. Not to say
Yeah.
that Source wasn't, but there were just so many shoddy mods. And I think one of the biggest issues with it is that everyone likes to use the default assets, and it really doesn't help,
Yeah.
lend
The
any
default
credibility
menus,
to
yeah.
feeling like this is good.
Yeah, which is like the weird thing about Portal 2 and CSGO is that they have completely different menus.
Yeah, and that's one
So,
of the
like,
biggest things as
you
well.
run
Like,
Source
it makes
game.
it feel completely different.
And like CSGO looks
know.
decent.
Yeah.
It does, and I mean, there's a big competitive scene on it now. But
Yeah.
just the aesthetic design and all the polish that they applied to it, it just makes you think that you're not playing a Source game, which is usually incredibly obvious. But we're
Guys,
getting
a
off
real
topic.
little off
Yeah,
topic.
I would like
yes.
actually...
I just realized.
I just had like an
Okay,
why
idea
don't
for
we
a...
things were a little off topic. We need
Why
to
don't
get
we-
back.
After
Why
we
don't we
finish
talk
this, I
about
actually have
the
an idea for
election
something.
day
Yeah.
heist
Yeah.
because I do like the Plan C level quite a lot. But again,
I only played it once, but I really like it.
Really? Oh,
well, it's quite a shame. It's a really, really nice mission. But what I do hope that they do is that they open up those shutters. I don't want them to make it exactly like it is in Plan C. I want it to be open. Maybe they could remove some of those election day elements where, you need to go vote and you're just
It's
hitting
a
it
bank.
separately.
Bank heist. Alright guys, for some reason we have to go in and blow up these machines.
Maybe they should introduce some kind of...
bored. Let's take down Liver.
Let's
Guys,
rig
I'm
their
bored.
election.
Let's go back in time and do this again
So,
on the exact same day. Remember those good times?
someone actually pointed out on the
Take that, the GOP.
on the subreddit, like, with Big Bang, for example, why don't you go in via, like, the bus stop or elevator trick?
Oh god, yes.
I just, for some reason, thought about that because of, like, the C4.
Yeah, it would have been much easier just to ram that bus through, like, open up the vault and just not interact with anyone in the front area because none of the stuff back there makes any noise.
Go in and out through the elevator.
Yeah, they could have worked that out a little better. And I'm still waiting on the day that they fix the favor system with big big bank.
Yeah, because
And
it
I like
is
to not
bust
have
up
to
or
buy any
nothing.
bus all the time.
It's
But
never
yes, I
anything
guess we're
else.
done with heist updates,
Yes,
unless
we
you guys
are.
have anything to add.
To the
No.
We're
car
thinking
shop.
Election Day,
Yeah.
and we're thinking Firestarter Day 2.
Yep.
Place
And
your
one.
bets.
One, maybe?
Maybe. On to the car
Airport
shop
heist.
heist. Car shop heist. What do we think about this? We're stealing some cars. We can't actually move them. We're gonna just put them in one big duffel bag.
No, it'll be like,
Eat. Throw them in another car.
press F to open
God.
door, press F to hold down steering thing, press F to...
Gear shift.
Yeah, and just
Well,
drive onto a truck that... Yeah, one of those giant car-moving trucks.
Well, I think it'd be
Semis.
wise to pay attention to the destination reward description where it
Yeah.
says it's time to steal some very good-looking cars as fast as possible without anyone noticing.
Oh.
What's that in the background of that picture? Hang on.
Well,
It looks
I'm
like
assuming
a
they're
big,
doing a
like,
terrible
car show.
job
SWAT.
like
because
a
they're
big
driving
car
away
show
very
building.
conspicuously.
Yeah, and there's like
Yeah.
about 12 SWAT people firing at them.
Yeah. It looks like a big car show, so... I mean,
Those
the,
will
the
buff right
Detroit
out.
Auto Show was just a little while ago. So here's the question. How do you steal a car and make it inconspicuous? Anyone got any guesses about that one?
Well, you wear a suit, you don't put on your mask, you get the keys, and you just
don't
drive
put on
off like it's
sunglasses.
yours.
You don't put on your sunglasses.
Okay.
Oh man,
Or you'll
how
get
did I
shot.
park it inside this showing room? Whoops.
You know what they could do? It could be very elaborate, but it's like direct them back to their semis that they hold them in and then like tell the semis to like drive to a location. I don't know. Like
I'm
basically
sort of-
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sort of thinking it might be, well, okay. It kind of goes directly against car shop heist, but I was almost thinking in my head that it was going to be like Slaughterhouse from Payday the Heist, where you had to, well, you didn't have to do it, but there was a crane that would take certain shipping containers and move them
Oh,
around for you.
yeah.
It's all scripted, but I mean, car shop heist really goes against that. I'm assuming you're going to be going into one of those rip-off Lamborghini stores that are all over Washington for some reason.
I don't want that to be the case.
Yep.
But it's a very real
$14,000.
reality.
$14,000 in the safe.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm weeping.
Well, I'm completely in your boat. I can see how disappointing it can turn out to be, but based on the concept art and
Yeah,
the
it
very
looks a
name
hell of a
of the
lot bigger.
heist, I really hope it's not like that.
Alright guys,
Please.
we're gonna stealth this. Let me just drop this crane hook through the roof. I'm gonna attach it using that one perk that lets you do things in casing mode. Just lifts it up, no one cares. Security guards right there. Just,
As long as your
oh my god.
detection is 3, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Yes, maybe it'll just be the framing frame day one, and just there's going to be cars in the frames instead of the.
No, it's paintings of cars.
We're looking for the cars with the red sold sticker. Oh god.
Why aren't we stealing all these other cars? Don't ask questions.
Yeah, all
have
we've
our
done is
orders.
to really break the windows so far.
We need to
and
put these in someone's apartment and watch him through it.
Frame them. Oh god.
Framing
let's swap their
cars.
Lamborghinis out for these bags of coke.
Oh Jesus. Oh.
Oh my god.
Car shop though, it has promise, but
Looks nice.
probably not gonna have fulfilled promise, unfortunately.
I'm just thinking like it's going to be some sort of dealership. I'm going to Google Washington D.C. car shops.
Have you guys ever seen like a Lamborghini dealership?
I have not.
They are like pretty damn big.
Ritzy?
Well, yeah,
Ooh,
I-
then it has promise. Then it has
I only saw
promise.
one from like the freeway, but yeah, it's
Okay, I might not be so upset anymore.
they were the one I saw was like 5 stories tall. It had like sort of
Oh my god, yes!
it had like a walkway in between like 2 buildings with like a Lamborghini parked on it.
Dude!
Yeah, it doesn't look too much like this, but like it was high enough to be next to the freeway.
Oh,
There was some
dude.
giant
Oh my
fireworks.
god. That's what we could do. Like, lift it from there to the freeway and drive off with it. Oh, dude!
Have a truck on the freeway?
Yes, and we just we take it from the crane, we drop them on there, and just, we're off.
Wow, that could work.
That's something I just thought of. Oh my god.
That's cool, actually, yeah.
I want that now. Oh my god. So now that we've got our hopes up for the car shop, I'll go buy the tissues for when it's released and it's a reskin of Diamond Store. The Golden Grin Casino preview. Are we set on car shop heist or?
Yeah, sure.
Well, honestly, I'm very skeptical about that heist. I just don't know how you're going to drive those cars in between those, window
I don't
supports.
know.
Cranes to the
Don't crush
freeway.
my dreams
Yeah.
yet.
Cranes to the freeway.
Let me dream. Okay, the Golden Grin Casino preview. Is there much that we can say about this? It's probably going to just be like a live stream with Ilya and Simon and Almir. Just like talking about, oh yeah, we might do this, or, maybe it's going to be this. Or
Coming
something
next year. No, coming later this year.
And it actually gets released in 2025.
And this one seems like a really awful train stop. I mean, it's just a preview. It's not an
$1 million.
actual thing.
$1 million.
Well, 1 million hype
Gallons.
fuel gallon
Gallons.
things.
Well, yeah. It's at least $1 million at that point.
But I think the most important thing to take away from this is in the description again. It's the last job for the dentist, so we're going to have to say goodbye to Gus.
Aw.
And also, apparently, well, I mean, all of their heists are special, but they're going to talk about what makes this one special.
We'll miss you, Giancarlo Esposito. Everyone go start a Google document where it's like a card we just all sign for him. Okay. I don't know, like...
Give him employment.
What could be special about this? Like, make this bigger than anything they've ever done before and do an Ocean's 11 style thing? That's probably what it's gonna be. But if they make it to as grand of a scale as I want them to, I will not even be mad.
Well, there's a lot of deception involved in Ocean's 11, and actually, Lockie and I, when everyone was absent, we actually did a little overview of how much
but
this
how they could-
heist might harken back to that, but I just can't see it working in Payday. It's just there's just too many static objectives that you just need to go and do that something Ocean's 11 style just isn't gonna work. I'm thinking more like 5,000 miles from Graceland. I think that's the title of the movie. More like shooting it up.
Yeah. Oh god, yes. I would be fine with
Or
that
3,000,
too.
excuse me.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that too. Like, we just all get Elvis outfits. That would open it up for some banter between the heisters. God,
But they
imagine,
won't.
like,
So...
They all do their best Elvis impression.
yeah. Wolf is actually Elvis. Alright, Alyssa, let's get to it. Don't shut up, you wanker. Something like that. I don't know.
Funny thing is, in that movie, 3,000 Miles to Graceland, the black guy is actually the elephant.
Are you
The
kidding
actor.
me?
Yes, it's the same guy.
Oh my god!
OMG
I
plot
didn't
twist.
even notice that. Oh, wow.
But it certainly was a very exciting scene in that movie when they were, going through the entire shootout. It was one of the most enjoyable ones. Then they escaped by helicopter, I believe.
Yes, they did. That's what it's gonna be. Oh well. It'll still be
It's
exciting.
a preview. Like,
Well, it's definitely going to be in Vegas, I'm assuming. So that's something already very special for this heist, is that somehow they're
That's
going
the
to
only
place...
special thing about this heist.
Well,
See,
they're going to have
if
to
they
place
took
that
off-
heist on the crime map.
if they took off the word preview and added the word heist, I'd be a hell of a lot more hyped for that.
And then it'd just be a preview, and you'd be equally as mad as you are now.
No, I mean, like, if it was actually a really, because Hoxton Revenge will most likely be paid if it, doesn't, if we don't make it to...
we have a...
If we don't reach it, yeah.
Yeah. We have
our
we have
talks
topics.
about the
Yeah.
pricing
Coming up.
issue will come up soon.
Yeah. So,
But
I guess now we
isn't
need
that-
to move on to the
Yeah,
body
Well, I
character.
mean, actually, I wanted to kind of mention the Vegas thing, because this Golden Grin Casino is going to be set in Vegas, I'm assuming, because there's no casinos in Washington,
Yes.
as far as I know. But, like I said, the CrimeNet map only has a map of, well, Washington. I'm assuming it's not going to just randomly pop up in the middle of the Potomac River or whatever it is.
Yeah, but
You
CrimeNet
don't
sucks.
know
They can... They can do that anyway.
I'm hoping
they
there'll
need
be
to
some
fix
sort of
CrimeNet.
like offshore or like airplane icon on the CrimeNet map, and it's like heists in other locations, so they can kind of branch out from just using their Washington assets and saying, hey, this
2.5
mission's
million
not
gallons
set.
of hype fuel gets you CrimeNet fixed.
Oh my.
a,
We do it.
a better
we do
UI.
Well, like, that's actually something I don't get about that whole user interface. Is like, you have paid for this heist, why do you have to pay for it again with in-game money? You know, like Big Bank. Or...
I don't.
Well, it just doesn't really make any sense that you have to pay to do a contract. It's like, I'm doing the job for you. Aren't you supposed to be paying me? But it's a gameplay
Yeah.
Thing. So
feature,
just,
obviously.
Yeah. Feature in quotation marks. Alright. I think that clears it up on Golden
Yeah.
Grin. Bonnie, what do we have to say about Bonnie?
She's 12 million, or like 1.2 million.
You know how you
fuels.
said 3 million miles past Graceland? Her face looks like it's gone 5,000 miles past Graceland. And then some!
I think they could just use that, like a really creepy lady just smoking outside
There was
smoking outside the various joints in Washington, and just stretch it out a little bit.
Calming down with a blunt. Yeah, there's a post about that on the subreddit at the moment. But no, like, it's like I said before we started recording this. If you're gonna nab someone from Orange is the New Black, do the main character so that the weird people in the fandom have something to write about in their fanfictions, their Clover X Body fanfictions I can read without feeling guilty. What? I don't read fanfictions, what are you talking about? But no, just,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I hate to sound superficial as well, and I'm going to repeat something I said to you guys before, so pretend like you didn't hear it from me before. But
Hear what? Go ahead.
so I was thinking, the characters that you play as in Payday, or in most games actually, I have a feeling they're meant to be aspirational characters. So there's something people aspire to. Like, this character's kind of cool. Clover, she's the first female heister. She's really sleuth and lithe or whatever. I don't know the person out there who would want to kind of aspire to playing as this, stereotypical fat hillbilly female character. I know there are people out there who might fit that exact description, but I mean,
Read
that's not
Tumblr.
an aspirational character, and I don't know if Overkill's gonna outdo themselves by making new animations for this character. I mean, they didn't even do that with Clover, who's a female. But if she's gonna be fat,
This white dozer! What?
it's not gonna work. Yes, they're gonna add in new police lines just calling out Bonnie.
It's a privilege abusing cloaker! Check it! I don't know. Yeah, make me the voice actor for Bonnie.
I am not.
I am not at all excited about her, to be
I'm
honest.
sorry to be seen as so superficial.
Yeah,
but it's like,
but-
I hope I don't.
I hope I
play as her.
die. No, yeah, what?
Well, yeah, because you'll be forced to play as her at some point.
Yeah.
I can see her
That's the
being a
thing.
planner or something, but apparently she wants to get back into her old trade, which is robbing banks. But
2.2
I thought you
million
want to
gallons
be-
of hype fuel.
I thought you wanted
Fix
to
the
be
character selection screen.
inconspicuous. Like if you walk into a bank and you're like a slob
Sure.
with an oily t-shirt and
Then there's
smoking a
one
blunt,
yeah.
I think you'd be noticed.
Whereas like Dallas walks in, he just looks like a normal guy in a suit, pretty good looking guy, just like sit back, about to make a deposit. Never mind, it's a robbery, get down. Something like that.
Regardless, I know you've seen my face, and I was just standing in here for the past 5 minutes, but you will not remember my face after I put on this mask.
Exactly. I think that covers Bonnie. Let's go on to... I think we can merge 10 heisters and Payday Con into one thing. So, like, really, let's talk about Hawkins' Revenge. Just really
Alright.
quick, let's touch on that. I know it's out of order, but whatever.
It's the Hoxton trilogy. Hoxton Breakout,
Yeah.
Hoxton Revenge, and then Hoxton Redemption. Where he goes to an orphanage and helps Tiny Tim find his toys.
Red Dead Hoxton Redemption.
Red Dead Hoxton.
Dead Hoxton's the last heist.
Red Custody Hoxton.
Unlocks Akimbo.
Okay.
fucking revolvers.
I think
God,
we
yes.
I think we spoke about this before. I mean, it can't be an existing character that betrayed Hoxton
So
previously.
it's gonna be someone new they shoehorn in.
It must be the
Exactly.
dentist.
Shoehorn is the right word.
It must be the
Oh,
dentist. It was Matt.
Why
I
would he do that?
It was Matt.
I don't know what they're gonna do about that, and just I don't even know what to say. They're just gonna take it in some direction, and then everyone who likes the lore is just going to say it's a bunch of lore gore. I don't even know what they're. I don't know. I can't really even say anything about it because of that.
Well, I appreciate their attempt to establish some sort of storyline with characters because at least one important thing we can take away from this is that this is, sort of a personal mission rather than just another
Actually,
heist. It's
the
Hoxton's
title
Revenge.
of this heist makes no sense. Hoxton Revenge. Hoxton
Hox-
Revenge. Shouldn't it be Hoxton's Revenge? Not Hoxton Revenge?
Well, I can forgive them because they're Swedish and maybe it's not their first language, and you're right. But regardless, semantics, man. But I hope there's going to be a lot of character interaction in this mission. But where do you guys think it'd be set, really? Like, would we go back to a jail like we were thinking about what we're going to do for Hoxton's breakout? Or,
Who knows?
like, where would this even be set? That's what I'm wondering. And why would it be in Washington? Will it be in Washington? That's a good question.
It'll be in Vegas at the same time. Because, screw it, reasons.
That's the side objective. Oh yeah, Hoxton's traitor here's here, kill him. Just very casually.
He's just in every mission. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're doing a typical bank heist. Oh, like, yeah.
Spoiler,
one
it's
of the important
Bobblehead Bob.
buildings.
I
dear.
just had like a strange idea for a heist. What if there was a heist in which you rob like an entire small town?
What, you just get a shovel and
all of
dig
it.
it out?
No, like you go into like a small American town and you rob everything.
Are you thinking that like most American towns are just
Well, no,
like, trailer parks? I'm assuming?
no, I mean like the really small American
Come to
towns.
Michigan,
No,
you'll
no.
see.
Why would you want to steal anything?
Yeah, that. Okay,
God,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's a fine line between stealing, and keeping it payday, and then, destruction of private property, which we're apparently not all that up about. I don't know.
Really? There's,
I don't know.
I'm sure,
I just
Vlad
have
in
that
his
idea,
coked up
yeah.
state might consider to have us do that.
you have to rob. You have to steal
trailer
this
park.
village.
Put it in a bag. Now carrying a village.
We actually talked. I'm just imagining that. That just pops up on the screen.
God.
Carrying village.
Worth 205,000. Oh, God.
Carrying
All right.
dozer. Guys, I got a dozer over here.
All right. I
I'm
think
just wondering, like, what can we do with this mission? Are we gonna like take? I wonder if it's gonna be like Heat Street. Are we gonna take Hoxton's betrayer dude and like walk him down the street and like torture him back at the safe house, or are we gonna kill him right there on the spot like we did with the commissar? Or because that doesn't seem like a very nice assassination mission. It really felt like
It could be an actual
the
assassination
biggest blunder
mission.
possible.
maybe.
Send John Wick to do it.
Mm-hmm.
John
Do your
Wick's the
job,
only
man.
Playable character.
You killed my dog.
And almost killed my friend. Quotation marks. I've only known him for like a couple months, but whatever.
Well, it was a very smart move for Overkill to put that like nearly at the very end.
Yeah.
And I suppose we can move
Yeah.
on from there because I think I have a lot of stuff to, touch on regarding just the whole tier-based thing, actually. But yes, the next one up is 10 heisters flown to LA as well as Payday Con, which is set in LA. And yes, as you mentioned before, Lewis, we're skipping things and this is
What
not in order. But we're
happens if?
please
Oh no,
go
okay.
together.
No, it's 10 heisters flown to E3, so that will be
E3 or LA?
E3. It says E3. Once you click on it, it says E3.
And what time is this going to be at? Or rather, what
E3.
day is it going to be at? Because E3 is not variable. It's like, it goes
Yeah.
on throughout an entire
Well,
week.
I'm assuming
So-
most of it. It says during the summer you have to be 21 years or over US residents.
Well, I'm just going to touch on this one thing that we're going to cover later on is that, hey, we're going to fly 10 heisters to LA. We're going to have Payday Con, I'm assuming, around when E3 is taking place. And not only that, but these are also goals that you can attain in the hype train.
Yeah.
But it's not like if we don't get there that they're just going to cancel the whole Payday Con. So I'm not exactly sure why there are even goals on here.
I don't know. If Payday
okay.
Con's going to be going to be anything like any convention that I've ever seen, you're going to see a lot of people with really messed up DeviantArt pages. Oh god. The Homestuck conventions, you don't go to those. God, don't even get
I
me started.
can vaguely imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. Not one person with a natural hair color there, buddy. We're moving away from that because I think we've covered that well enough. So, what's next? Or is there more that I'm just missing?
There is going to be some sort of competition featured at Payday Con, so I'm assuming it's not just a drinking festival like Crime Fest. So there's going to be some sort of competition going on, and
With a 250K prize.
yeah, and it's not too shabby. I'm assuming a lot of this hype train money is going to go towards that. But let's focus on the competition itself, because I don't know if you guys have heard of this before, but it's not the first time that there's been some sort of payday competition.
Okay.
Now, this story's not going to be 100% accurate because this is just what I heard, and I don't have, it's not going to be verbatim with the way I'm recalling the story. But what I heard
Verbatim.
before is that at one of the conventions that Overkill was at, they actually offered people to play a certain scenario. So it was just basic bank heist, from what I recall. You would choose, obviously, one of 4 characters, and the skill set was already chosen for you. So one person had to be the mastermind, one person had to be the enforcer, one technician, one ghost, and I believe their skills were all maxed out. And like I said, you can't change them. And I think the deciding factor on who won is basically how fast they completed the mission with all 4 people.
That would seem the most sensible choice. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not really in full agreement with
Can't be
just time, because that's a
point
really
based.
awful criteria. But that was how it worked from what I understand. And I'm not sure if
That
there's
was
going to
the
be
Big
8
Bank
tweets
event, I think.
this.
I don't know.
I think it was actually before Big Bank, because it just used the regular bank heist. But then again, I could be remembering wrong.
Oh, who knows?
But apparently there's going to be a competition again. And like I said, I'm not sure if they tweaked it any, but I hope they don't use the time criteria thing. I never thought that would be the best way to judge how well a heist went.
Exactly. Sorry about the yawn there.
Well, I know I'm quite boring.
Oh no, you're not. You're not boring in the slightest. It's just
Who wants to talk about Payday for a couple of hours? Not us.
Absolutely. What's this Payday Crimecast podcast? This is the last episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm kidding. Okay.
Rightio.
What's our next
That's
thing?
our death knell.
God.
But I hope there's
gonna
different
take that out
criteria
of
for
canon.
it. Like, who did the best loud mission and who did the best stealth mission, I guess, or stealth playthrough. And I definitely enjoy how if they're gonna force everyone to play as a different class, I think that would be a very neat idea. So you kind of have to work with a lot of synergy.
Synergy.
And then there's the 10 heisters flown out to LA, which is not available to most of the fan base.
I already did this joke.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, because they really didn't release that much footage from Crime Fest, and from
Yeah.
what I heard, it was quite fun. But then again, that could be the alcohol talking.
Oh god.
Delightful.
But man, yes, I think we've covered pretty much every topic, unless you guys have anything to say. But we do have lots of points
about
of
the
contention
actual
that came
Overkill
up
pack.
regarding all of them.
Yeah.
Yes. Because how are we getting all this hype fuel? Well, via paid DLCs. 2 of them.
The Overkill pack, which is the new weapons, the minigun and rocket launcher, minigun mods, and you can reskin the escape van. There's one new Overkill mask, no details on that. 10 new achievements, and it counts for 3 gallons of hype fuel for every Overkill pack bought. Then there's the completely Overkill pack, which is $21.99, 4 self-illuminating original Payday masks, 1 secret special in-game reward, that they, again, say nothing about.
But it also does
They
not
like their
include
secrets.
the content of the Overkill pack.
Yeah. And it's also, according to the document here, mucho fuel for hype train. Isn't
Well,
it
that
like
was really my creative take on it.
52 gallons or something like that per one of these?
Per
Well, for
4 pack.
$22, I would hope so.
It's 14 gallons for the just
Oh yeah,
one,
14
and
for
then,
each one, and then for the 4-pack it's 52.
6.
Interestingly enough, I think the
apparently.
completely Overkill pack has sold more than the regular Overkill pack.
Well,
yeah, makes sense.
isn't that off like the amount of money or what?
Yeah, like how many they sold, I'm
Yeah,
assuming, because
yeah.
it's higher up on the top sellers list. So I'm assuming a lot of people may have gotten duped, thinking that the completely Overkill pack would come with the much more modestly priced Overkill pack.
I mean, that would make sense, but
Who knows? Who knows?
It would be fair if it came with everything,
Yeah.
but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Who are
clearly.
we but rational people? Again,
Well, why don't we... Yeah, sure, go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say, there's going to be a lot of issues with just this in general. One, just the balance of this, like, what's going to be with the minigun? How's it going to be better than the LMGs we have? And what are we going to do about, like, the rocket launcher? There's no real explosion animations or anything, really. There's no...
Destruction.
Yeah.
There's
that's
no
what-
real
wow, yeah,
evidence
completely
that you could
Overkill
use
is really high.
the rocket launcher, the aftermath of the rocket launcher. But why don't we actually just cover, well, that'll be covered later, but why don't we cover just the packs themselves? I mean, thinking about the price and what they offer, and maybe just how Overkill's using these packs as a way to achieve, well, quote-unquote, free DLC for the players.
Oh, boy.
Like, what was your first reaction when you somehow figured out that these DLCs are going towards, well, those rewards? I'll tell you, first off, I wasn't pleased, but why don't you guys go ahead?
I'll be honest. When I first heard news about the Overkill pack in general, and the completely Overkill pack, I saw the trailer and I thought it looked pretty cool. I was just like, oh, this looks like something cool. And then I found out about the completely Overkill pack, and I'm like, okay, what makes this any more special? Then I hear about the Hype Train event in general, and I'm just, okay. I just kind of really, I don't know what to feel anymore, to be totally honest. I don't know.
Well, for myself, I just felt really awful flashbacks to Crime Fest because I know
They were
reaching...
inconsistent.
Yes, very inconsistent. I mean, we reached the goals incredibly quickly in Crime Fest. I know it didn't involve money, but it involved community members in the Payday 2 community, Steam community group. But we hit those marks like it was nobody's business, and we
no
had
one
to wait
plays
quite
Payday
a
the
while.
Heist.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yes, that's quite unfortunate. But I mean, we were waiting quite a while
Yeah.
for all the rewards. And to be fair, we're actually still waiting for a lot of the rewards. And one of the most disappointing, unfortunately, was the John Wick DLC that was, for some reason, tucked into the very end of the Crime Fest tree. It was like the biggest secret ever. Wink, wink. You guys aren't going to believe what this is. You know us in secrets, hey? And it turned out to be John Wick. But
Yeah.
I was telling myself, trying to make sense of it, it's like, why would John Wick, when he was released, be the secret in the first place? It almost seems like a switcheroo because it was a business deal behind the scenes between Overkill and whoever was
Lionsgate.
making the John Wick movie. Like, they weren't
Lionsgate.
going to release him if we didn't make enough community members. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would they hold that back? And that's the exact same thing I was thinking about for all of these hype train stops. It's that if we get to the very end, I mean, it's the same thing. The Payday Con, they're not gonna call it off. They're not gonna stay in Sweden and say, hey, you guys didn't give us enough money, so we're not gonna have Payday Con.
This is something
I'm
that,
sure
that
they've
they can
scheduled
only
it
pull
much
once.
ahead of time.
They can only pull this thing
yeah.
once. If it fails,
And one time is already like too
Too much,
I mean,
yeah.
this is just a really weird way of going about it. Like, I understand
See,
donations
I would
and
have
I
less of
understand
an issue
crowdfunding.
if it went to like charity. Like that would actually be really cool if they did that. But if it's just going
Yes,
to them,
that's the name of the crime, or that's the reason for crime. It goes to charity,
Robin Hood. Yeah,
aka my pocket.
sounds like it. Well,
Uh,
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
but
just,
yes, personally, I'm not too happy about the way these packs are going towards hype fuel. Like, I mean, Lockie, what about your first impression on that?
I got home and I saw something about like the Overkill pack. I'm like, what the hell's this? I was just like,
There's a lot
what?
of odds.
Yeah, I actually asked Edward, didn't I? It might have been Remy or something. I don't know. But I got home and I was like, what the hell is this? Okay, they're asking
I-
for $20 donations now. It's interesting.
apparently.
Yeah, it was really strange. I don't know.
I think a lot of us, especially the people in the know, are already playing Payday. I almost want to say like we could almost forgive Overkill for doing this, but just imagine being, on the side of the people who haven't started playing Payday yet, and they see this on the Steam store, like, hey, there's a ton of DLC, okay, and then they see this one particular one that sticks out like a sore thumb, the $21.99 completely Overkill pack, and what does it give you? It doesn't give you much, and I don't
Yeah.
think they would really want to investigate further. Like $21.99 for a DLC doesn't really give you that much. They don't really understand what it might go towards.
People
And
still play Euro Train Simulator despite that.
well,
That's
think
another thing altogether, though.
I
Yeah.
think someone
yeah.
else explained this very nicely to me. Well, I think it was actually just a video that shows how much I get out. But they were saying like, hey, that one's for a specific niche, a very specific
Oh,
set
yeah,
of people.
yeah.
So if there's only a few people buying it, you may as well just jack up the price because they will pay that. But for this, it's just so much I can't even justify it. I love Overkill. I love the game. It's just $22. It doesn't give you anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
They need to kind of reword this a little bit.
both editions of Hitman Absolution are actually selling more than Payday 2 at the moment. Which is a bit strange, seeing as you're getting all the hype fuel and stuff. I mean, sure, that's
Oh.
on sale, but
It's just...
like,
I didn't want Overkill to get this bad, but it looks
yeah,
like
Overkill pack
they're...
is selling less.
Yeah, I think they might be, It started with developing themselves into a corner, and I think Overkill may have just... In the end, they've backed themselves into a corner, and... I don't know, there's... At this point, unless they do something crazy spectacular, there's no way they're getting out of this. And really, I don't think it would bother them much if they did get out of this, to be totally honest. I don't know.
Well, based on the money they've already made from these Overkill packs, I'd say they're sitting pretty on a big pile of money. But just to, offer some kind of
Well-
way to resolve this, I think the completely Overkill pack, I wouldn't be so,
Seeing as there's no way to actually count how many, gallons that we
Of-
have ourselves, it's quite possible that, they might just artificially
Inflate, yeah.
and just say,
I guess that's true as well.
and just,
But I don't like the fact that it's even connected to the hype train. If there were no goals and it wasn't connected to the hype train, they flat out said, hey, this is a donation. If you like what we're doing, here, you get these original Payday masks that, glow
It should
and
be
stuff,
in-game
22
stuff.
bucks. It'll help us do our development because we're a much smaller team than most AAA studios. That's all it is. It's a donation. When they connect it to the hype train and having all the fuel add up, it just feels so contrived, and it's like we're really grabbing for your wallet now. It
Yeah.
just doesn't feel right.
yeah, like, it would actually be alright if it was more in-game sort of stuff, like, a solo stealth a certain heist and you might get a gallon or something, I don't know, but...
I was hoping they'd kind of go more the Valve route because they do take a lot of community content, and specifically concerning the maps, there's something called map stamps. And to be entirely honest, I don't know exactly how they work, but from what I could ascertain, essentially like you can play the maps for free, but let's say you like this particular map developer and you like what they're doing and you want to give something back.
Yeah.
You give them a little money, you get a map stamp, and you can put it on your profile, and I think you get a special hat as well. But it doesn't really do
Payday
anything
2
for the gameplay, but
needs... Yeah.
you show that you've given something, and I was hoping that would be something that the completely Overkill pack would do as well, which it does, but when it's linked to Hype Train, doesn't feel right. I don't think people are paying it to show that they really love them. I think they're doing it for another reason. They just want to get those goals, but it's making sense in my head, but it just doesn't feel right.
Meh.
Oh well. I think that covers it.
Yes, the general consensus,
Pretty much.
we don't like it. And
Yeah.
Please clarify, Overkill.
Yeah, it's a bit high.
It's kind of a good concept in theory, but like the way you're going about this with the whole like the numbers, yeah, it's just bad in general. What are you thinking, Overkill?
Thinking money.
Of course.
Money, money, money.
Speaking of
Kronos.
money, other heist games, there was the Battlefield Hardline beta. That was the thing this week.
It's
trash.
poo.
It's
Let's move
trash.
on.
All right, that's that.
Okay,
It's
let's
Battlefield.
talk about the new weapons in the Overkill pack at the very least, because I have a lot to say about this crap. We get a minigun and a rocket launcher. A rocket launcher. Well, actually, thanks. That was a really good segue, Lockie.
I know,
Going
that's
from
why I
Battlefield
went
Hardline
Battlefield Hardline,
Explosion
yeah.
Fest to the Overkill pack.
Die Fest,
Yeah.
more like.
First impressions. What did you guys think?
Of what, the DLC or of...
The miniguns and
Overkill pack, minigun and rocket
yeah.
launcher.
Yeah, rocket launcher's sort of pointless. You know, there's already a grenade launcher. I don't have it, but... I wish
Have
you-
we
Yeah.
I think we've stepped out of the boundaries of payday reality at this point. We're just sort of becoming just a fun thing to do. Fun in quotation marks, mind you.
Yep, dropping a pig through a roof of a bank.
Well,
which
it's not
which
really
is
that
which is
ridiculous.
yeah.
It's within the lore of the universe that they've so meticulously crafted.
Yeah, well.
But I can sort of understand the minigun. I mean, in
Well,
real
yeah.
life, like no human being could, hold that with all the ammo, given how much it weighs.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that really chaps me the wrong
Rubs me.
way, however you say it, it rubs me the wrong way, is the rocket launcher. It's one of the things I really heavily criticize Battlefield Hardline for, because it's like, okay, the police they're definitely not going to use a rocket launcher. They could like blow the heads off of civilians by accident. And even frag grenades
Well,
and the grenade launcher were kind of
yeah,
a
the
stretch
dialogue
to me. But now
in
there's
that
a
game is
rocket
like,
launcher.
"You're under arrest." Fires an RPG at them. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like an appropriate response to a robbery, and especially if there's a lot of civilians around. I mean, I know there's people who even wanted a flamethrower in the game. It's like you can't control fire in such a way to make it effective.
You also can't design fire if you're overkill.
That is true.
It would just be a two-dimensional texture.
That is why Payday 3 needs to happen, and it is not in deal, because so many things
Well-
would be better.
Yes, I just don't want to see the rocket launcher in there. It
Yeah, of
just
course.
doesn't make any sense, and it makes us feel like terrorists,
It
as
could-
sad as it is to say.
Terror-
It could split the fan base, like, definitely. Yeah, having...
Well, it's in there. It's official. I thought it was a joke at first, actually.
Nope, it's about 2 months too early for that.
Yep, well. What are you gonna do,
Well, it
It's just,
seems like there's a very heavy atmosphere of depression.
surrounding this whole event? Yes.
Well, let's just
I know.
hope that it gets a decent amount, like that car shop heist. Can you imagine them selling a car shop heist for $6.99?
Oh,
yes,
boy.
yes, actually I can, but that's not the point.
Yeah, of course I can.
Because we've seen it 3 times already.
The diamond.
But what is... I think
Ah,
Lewis actually mentioned this
like,
before,
yeah.
is that with the minigun, how can it differ anyway from the LMGs that we already have, which I think almost no one uses because they're kind of crap.
I did for a
They're
bit,
just-
but the aiming...
They're fun guns.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of use them if I want to scream into the microphone like Rambo, but other than that, I don't think they're very effective weapons.
You scream?
Well, I don't turn the mic on, but it feels great.
You are a very emotional person, Edward. You are.
Well, I guess I've just been playing too much Far Cry Blood Dragon.
I suppose. Did we ever hear anything about that anymore? Are they just stopping development on that mod entirely?
Oh yes, there was a mod about that. I completely forgot.
Uh,
Well, maybe this is a
possibly.
collaboration between those guys and Overkill. They're like, what can we bring over from Blood Dragon? Why not the minigun?
Why don't we just get ridiculous?
Oh, it really is ridiculous. That's a succinct way to put it on the back of the Overkill pack
Back
box. Just in quotes, ridiculous. Lewis, 2015.
Still not out.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's not out yet, and people are still buying it.
$9.99
Cupcakes.
DLC. No. The mod. Payday 2 regular ordinary dragon.
Well, I didn't even realize they were continuing development of that. I think
Yeah,
they
see,
made
that's
that
what I
one pistol
thought.
and just dropped it like a rock.
I think that about does it.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of
this-
wanted to talk about the Escape Van skin because
Oh,
this,
yeah, that.
this is kind of shoddy as well because we have a lot of Escape Van skins on the
Delivered
Last
by our
Bullet
beautiful
mod
mod
website.
community.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's a Scooby van, there's a black van, and I think someone made an A-Team van. But
Yep.
based on the description, it says modify the classic Payday Gang escape van with a completely new and unique skin. Be the envy of all other heisters out there using this beauty that everyone will use anyways. Okay, those last couple of words wasn't part of the description, but I
So-
don't understand why you would be envious of the thing that everyone uses.
That implies just one skin though. So you'd think they'd include a few
For what?
more.
What that
Yeah,
much,
it doesn't.
That skin. Give me a minute here. That skin it just like screams, "I sucked the dick of the company to make this possible. Overkill, thank you." It's that. It's that exactly.
Like I maybe I could give them the benefit of the doubt maybe because there's the icon with the van and the spray paint can. Maybe you could actually customize it with the patterns and stuff that you
Watch.
have on it. But I'm
Just
assuming
watch.
yes, it just says
It's just gonna be
quote,
like
unquote.
a small sticker. I'm sorry to interrupt. It's just gonna be like a small red Overkill bomb sticker. It's gonna
Oh.
be that.
But yeah, it literally says quote unquote new escape van skin end quote.
Singular.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure that they're not going to spawn another van with a new skin and then you'll jump into that one and everyone else will like just be sitting there and they have to wait in the escape zone for like 10 seconds.
look at your cool van skin. I know, guys. It's the greatest thing ever.
Look at this penis in my mouth. But yes,
That's a
looks like a
soundbite
bomb.
for another day.
yes, feel free to use that as much as you want, friends.
Resist.
Look at this.
But there's
Very,
also
very blood.
getting off the topic of the penis fan. There's the 10 new achievements, and I'm hoping these
more.
aren't going to be locked down to just buying the pack. Although they
Yeah.
sort of are with all the weapon DLC. It's like
Yeah.
kill people with the MP7.
Yep.
50
Winds of
times.
change. Yeah. All that.
Yeah, overload your microphone button while shooting the minigun. That's an achievement. Actually, I might buy it if that's an achievement. And also, there's the new Overkill mask as well, right? But there's no details on that. Like, I'm assuming it's just going to be the bomb shape, and you're going to wear it.
Yep.
Or maybe it's Simon's face, or
It's
Alamir's butt, or something.
I'm here. Okay.
All right.
It's just, I don't want more masks. I only
Has-
use one.
Has anyone touched on the XP boosts?
Well, what is there to say about that?
They
Well,
just kind of stacked. They're there.
Yeah, it's
I think.
in increments, and it's so on Monday we will get the 10%, and then presumably we will get up to probably at 50% or something. I don't know, but yeah,
Well, if it's 50%, then that would mean we'd reach. Okay, so let's see. Side,
Cash up
SWAT,
Heist.
Butcher, Heist. Yeah. Well,
They're
Yeah,
numbered.
hang on, wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
car shop.
Is that really an incentive for people to
Well-
play? Because I know for Battlefield and maybe Call of Duty, they have those
Double XP
extra
weekends.
XP weekends.
GTA has
that
it, and they
drag
always
people
love
in.
to remind everyone when they go and check for the
Yes.
PC dates. It's like, yeah,
Yes, that too. But
Yeah,
for Payday,
weapons
I
are
mean,
great.
it's like I level up quickly enough. I don't like this doesn't make me want
well,
to play
it's
it anymore.
probably
that's, like,
because
subtracting
there's
from your
the
gameplay time.
next Infamy tiers are coming. That's why everyone's saying, oh, new Infamy tiers.
We can help.
Well, I did like Lewis's point is that it's kind of removing gameplay.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's make it. Well, it's not making it easier, but it's like, hey, let's level you up quicker, so you'll have nothing to strive for when you reach max level.
Yeah, and it's also adding to the cancer that is people who are not competent in what they do. It's like,
It's already bad enough after they changed the XP levels for all the levels, and I don't
get,
think
like,
the XP
Infamy.
boost is adding anything.
you get Infamy 185 people who don't know how to put an ECM on an ATM.
Really? Wow. That's...
Yeah. I had that happen to me about a day or two ago.
Yep, a V100 that goes, how do I respec?
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, maybe he was really focused on leveling up to get there.
Just grinding Hoxton Breakout over and over again.
Yeah, that was that.
Oh, actually, yeah. Hoxton Breakout with that XP boost on Overkill, that's going to be great.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's always just exacerbating the existing problem. I mean, it's already the max level thing that you would play
Yeah.
to level up. I mean, that's all it does. I think people just come back. They might come back to the game, but they're not going to do it to just play the game. They're going to be like, hey, I got to level up quickly, play Hoxton Breakout. We got the extra 10 to 50% XP bonus. That's the only reason I'm playing. Let's just kill the game itself.
Yep.
Yeah, oh man, who's editing the document? Yes,
I
I
wonder
actually
who.
did want to talk about the completely overkill pack because,
Yeah.
they specifically mentioned that you're only getting 4 glow-in-the-dark original Payday crew masks. So there's no Hoxton Reborn, there's no Dragon, there's no Clover, there's
What's Bonnie's mask
Yeah.
gonna be?
no
No
Bonnie,
Bonnie.
no Bonnie mask face. It's just gonna be her face. She puts on another face of hers. But it's really just going to be a glowy filter, huh? I mean,
It's just
is that really a
what they
good
did with the
demonstration?
Enforcer Infamy mask. It's the Enforcer Infamy mask that does that, right? Yeah, it is.
I don't remember what that mask looks like.
It's like the coal miner kind of thing with the headlight on the top. It's that.
Ooh, yes, I remember that one. Quite an ugly mask.
hang on.
Oh boy.
The music just started.
Why don't we talk about the
Alright.
the one secret special in-game reward?
I don't even.
Completely overkill back.
Yeah.
Would it be better if they just told us what it was? Because I love Overkill, despite how many times they've wronged me personally.
But they've just got that that thing for secrets where
Yes, every secret that they've revealed has disappointed me immensely. And John Wick, as much as I love Keanu,
did you say Keanu or
Keanu. Breathy in my most breathy voice. But yes, every secret they revealed has been immensely disappointing. So why do they continue to tease us? You need to give us some reason to go after this pack.
And pay
other than
$20.
the limited edition thing, because it feels very cash grabby.
I could buy like
Feel the hands on my
like-
butt.
I could buy like 10 copies of Hitman
It's
Blood Money for that
only-
much. Yeah.
It's only my virginity. Yes, completely overkill pack. I'm not really happy about it, and I
don't
that's
think
the
anyone
general
is.
consensus. Yet again, I repeat myself.
Yeah. What? Wait, what?
It's
Four,
just a really salty podcast.
4 Illuminati
Today.
masks?
I wonder who did that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh god. What?
Okay,
Nice.
let's scroll down this not desecrated document and see what else
Not
there
yet.
is to talk about.
Not yet. Alright. Yeah, just quickly touching upon Hardline, just saying that it is not a heist game.
Yep. That's
Well, it has a heist theme.
But it's
well, actually,
Battlefield,
it's a
yeah.
cops and robbers theme, but
Yeah.
it literally, yes.
It's like
They
actually
did a very good job.
the game of...
Cops and Robert. Yeah.
They did a very good job making it feel exactly like Battlefield, like a shoddy reinterpretation. Well, it's not even a reinterpretation. It literally is a shoddy reskin of Battlefield.
Sure
I
is.
don't know
Yeah.
who was thinking that, like,
And
hey,
it still
how about
uses
we replace all the
Battlelog.
soldiers with cops and
It
robbers?
still uses Battlelog. That's...
Well, they're not going to trash that. They just paid $1 million for it.
Really? Waste of money.
Well, okay, I don't know if it was $1 million, but they're okay. This is what we're going to stick with. We know
Yeah.
how shitty it is, but we've already put too much money into it,
Yeah.
so we're not going to ditch it. Why are we talking about Hardline?
I don't know.
Just every time that name comes up, I want to kill myself.
No, Edward, please.
There are going to be so many great sound bites from this.
If you fine, I'll do it myself because I know like Edward is not going to be the one to personally include them. Well, no, I mean like edit them out and isolate them. So I'm gonna have to do it myself. All this to get a ringtone.
Don't worry, my friends. It'll be on the internet for all to listen to. It'll be permanently burned into people's minds.
Yes, all of our subreddit
but-
fans.
You know, I was just thinking because we talked about Counter-Strike before, but that's one of those games that would work so much better for a heist
Yeah.
game. I mean, it's a round-based game where if you screw up, I mean, you'll be dead for the rest of the round. So
Yeah,
don't
I guess.
I just can't imagine a situation where the cops spawn, the criminals spawn, the criminals sprint into the back entrance of the bank. They need to start the drill before. Like after the cops get there, the cops first thing they do when they get to the scene, they literally sprint right into the bank as well, and there's already a huge shootout, and then they kill all the people on the criminals team, and then they're like, oh great, oh man, great job guys, make sure you follow police procedure in tagging these individuals, and don't forget to teabag the bodies, and then maybe 10 seconds later, some more criminals spawn and just kill them, and then they restart the drill, and then the cops could respawn and come back and kill them. It frustrates me. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
How could they even use the word heist in that game mode?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, there
well,
was
that's
this
my rant done.
new heist game on Steam. It was heistish. I don't know.
Well, what's that game?
Where was it? It was
This is the 2D game where
yes.
it's like top down.
Yeah.
Was it like very multicolored?
Probably. Hang on. Is it upcoming or is it already out?
Well, there was Monaco, and then there's that other one that
Yeah,
was like set in the
70s.
Depression or something.
No, there's like one in the 70s. It's...
Oh yes, okay, that's the one. I don't remember what it was called, but it does look somewhat interesting.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's...
I think we've reached the end of our document. I mean,
Yep.
we should really leave this thing before it gets destroyed a little bit further from some unknown entity.
Yeah, that crazy guy.
I haven't seen that much destruction yet, but yeah. Alright. I don't know,
It's a
yeah,
good thing we're ending it now.
yeah, we have been running for quite a while.
Yeah, we have.
It's good,
But that's good. It's good
We were
content.
organised today. So yeah.
Yeah. Tune in next time.
Head over
when...
to the subreddit and ask questions and stuff. There's a
Yes,
thread for
let's
that.
do the friendly reminder of the subreddit is our PAYDAY
Actually-
Crimecast.
Yeah, let's just go over there quickly and see what's on there. Let's read some stuff. Yeah? Quickly.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Alright. Okay. So, use questions for the next podcast. I'm just going through all the threads.
Oh boy.
All 5 of them.
Yes. Milk runners. So it says, because the way it's formatted is, it's like, which host, last episode, and the question, so it's, the whole group, the last episode was 5, and opinions on the hype train cost and rewards. Of course, we've already done that. And the example question is, my opinion on the Hotline Miami 2 ban, of course. Nice touch.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. Are you right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I'm good.
Alright. Good. What else? After Romy said I don't like cheese, we had a lot of that.
Well, no, that was me that talked about cheese.
Was
I
it?
said to post that. Yeah, that was me.
Ah, I'm sorry.
That's all good.
So this guy Kino, with like a line after it, he says, "Really enjoying the podcast, guys. With each episode getting better, it's on the way up."
So we should make this a staple. Just scrounge together whatever infrequent compliments we get, and we should just shoehorn them into the end
So
of the
if you
podcast.
want yourself featured on the podcast, compliment us or give us feedback.
We also
Inflate our
accept
egos.
Steam gift cards and free games.
Yes, and
we do.
a guy called Hitler No Keyboard says, long time lurker of Reddit, first time poster. This podcast is really cool. Also, I want Lewis and Edward to read me a bedtime story, or just read a story in general.
Yes.
And three of us commented on that.
We all have something to say about that. Except for Edward. I don't think Edward said anything
This is a
about that.
glorious idea.
This is the best I've felt throughout the entire day.
Yeah, I can
Say more good things about me.
I can feel the emotion. God.
Yes, but if we don't have anything more to speak about,
Yeah,
I think I just want to go grieve for Overkill a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how they can come back from this. Like, what sort of...
Witchcraft they're gonna pull.
Yes, it's just, oh man, they just hit us with it all at once. It's just like incredibly lore-unfriendly weapons, just the whole hype train tier bonus kind of thing. It's just everything has just come at us so quickly. It's like I've been hit in the face with a train.
Yeah.
And somehow I've come away from it alive but incredibly depressed.
Yeah, oh well.
Well, I guess I'll be going and getting Hitman Blood Money, and I'll be playing that.
Alright, I
Yes.
think I'm going to retreat to my little crevice and do whatever it is I do. Alright, thank you for watching
thing.
this episode
Yeah.
of the Payday Crimecast.
Goodbye,
Tune in
See you
everyone.
next time.
Yep.
Yep, alright. See you.